As an eagle flew overhead, the mood at the Spokane Tribal Fish Hatchery was celebratory as the Spokane Nation celebrated 25 years of operation of the hatchery. A new agreement was also signed with the Bonneville Power Administration to support the hatchery for another 20 years.
We just recently successfully renegotiated a long-term O&M agreement with Bonneville Power Administration. So today was a day to kind of commemorate that commitment, to show that we're serious about this program and committing to making sure that it has some longevity to it and that it continues to be a pathway to reconnect our people to the river and the resources that it has. I have 7 full-time Spokane tribal members, all tribal member staff that works here. It's been all tribal members from day one. We were raising fish in this creek before we even had a hatchery to prove that we could do it. It was contentious when the tribe was first negotiating with Bonneville over who would manage the hatchery. We wanted this hatchery built on the reservation and we wanted it ran by tribal members. The hatchery serves a lot of different functions and I'm just this one person. There's a lot of people put their heart and soul in this place. They're all tribal members. And so they have a vested interest and a stronger connection today than they did 25 years ago, as I have.
The ancestral homelands of the Spokane Nation once included the area around the city of Spokane. For generations, the people harvested kokanee salmon and trout that were at one time plentiful in the rivers and lakes that surround the present-day reservation. But that all ended with the construction of dams.
Spokane people were a river people and a salmon people. We sustained off of the salmon. So the salmon came all the way up to our rivers, our creeks, and our falls, and our salmon chiefs would regulate the commerce on the river of the salmon harvest. And so I may be a little bit low on this figure, but about 80% of our sustenance was on the salmon. Our current day reservation is surrounded by 3 bodies of water: the Shimmikin Creek to the east, the Spokane River to the south, and the Columbia River to the west. And so when Coulee Dam was built, it flooded our lands. And some of the elders you've seen today actually had homes along the river, and they had to move from those lands because the water flooded their lands. And we lost the salmon, we lost the eel. They no longer could make it up over that huge dam. And so because we sustained off of the salmon, that was our life. A lot of our culture and traditions and practices revolved around the salmon. So when you lose something that drastic, you lose your land, people are put in boarding school, your grandparents, their parents were pulled from the home, and you lose your traditional foods. You kind of go through what we call historical trauma, and your people lose what they were.
The hatchery was developed to help mitigate the loss of the resource, and the signing of the renegotiated agreement will ensure there is a fishery for future generations.
Today was a really special event. It was an opportunity for us to come together with the Spokane tribe and celebrate a 25-year partnership around this tribal hatchery. Back in the early 1990s, we worked with the tribe to help actually design and then build and fund this facility. And we've been working with them for years and years to make sure it was well-resourced and operating effectively. And most recently, we renewed our agreement for another 20 years to try to continue that partnership going forward. A big part of what we do, both statutorily and because I think we really believe it's the right thing to do, is to work with the tribes and others in the basin to mitigate the impacts that the dams had on salmon throughout the Columbia River and other species of fish and wildlife, quite frankly. So this partnership with the Spokane tribe is just a perfect example of the kind of work that we do jointly with the tribes to try to restore fish populations, which is of such enormous cultural significance to the tribes, back to the basin. And it's worked quite well here, and we're proud to be part of it.
We need to protect and express our cultural traditions and values behind this place. We can't lose track of that, because all that is a part of the whole big picture when it comes back to reconnecting your identity as a river fishing people. Before Grand Coulee Dam, we wanted for nothing. But after Grand Coulee Dam, we had nothing.
Having something like a fish hatchery come back where we can start to bring the salmon back or bring whatever this fish hatchery back to our people. Some of our elders will tell you, just bring the salmon back and we will heal. So that's why it is so important, because our people, we are part of the land we came from. So our connection to the land, our connection to the water, to the air, to the salmon, and people, and respecting all of that is so important. And as long as we remember that is the way of our ancestors, we accept that, we teach our children, we will continue as a people. I think a long time ago, they thought the solution was to just get rid of us, and by doing that, they put us on reservations and we'd eventually assimilate. Well, we're here, we're strong, and we will continue to be here forever.